Rowan Mayhew.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. I too rise to support this bill and to support the great efforts of the honourable friend, the member for Stroud, on this, supporting families. Now, relationships are a wonderful thing. From my personal experience, they are the aspect of life that give me greatest fulfilment. So they're the core of our relationships, or the value of life, much more so than careers, even careers in this place. But they do, we have to recognise, sometimes go wrong. And when they go wrong, it seems to be almost as intense as they are on the positive side of life, they can also become very negative experiences as well. But, Mr Deputy Speaker, whilst relationships can change, responsibilities for our actions remain. And that is particularly the case where it involves children and the livelihood and the support for children, the cause of a broken down relationship. Now, it's very important to say that when relationships which involve children break down, in the vast majority of cases, the absent parent continues to provide financial support on a voluntary basis. Negotiations take place, sometimes often without solicitors or lawyers, and an informal arrangement is reached, which is satisfactory to both parties. But what we're dealing here is with the small minority of cases where negotiations have failed or where an agreement has been reached, it is subsequently breached. And that's why the CMS is such an important agency to provide support for families who are most in need. Now, existing child support legislation is intended to provide a mechanism for the collection of support funds when voluntary agreements have failed. And it's fair to say that my honourable friend, the member for Stroud, did in her opening speech set out the various mechanisms which are available currently. And it is true that under the current scheme, you can apply to the court, or the CMS can apply to the court in certain circumstances in order to get a liability order to seek through the bailiffs of the Sheriff's Court to seize assets to satisfy a debt. But the reason why I made an intervention earlier is to highlight the huge importance of delay in frustrating the needs of families, and particularly the children. Because the court service, and particularly, Mr Deputy Speaker, in the COVID aftermath, where the delays associated with the civil justice system are very, very substantial. And I'm sorry to say that even before COVID, there was very significant strain in the civil courts process, leading to lots of delay. And that delay matters because we're dealing with the financial support necessary to feed, clothe, heat and support children. Now, honourable and right honourable members will be intimately familiar with this problem because of the casework that they receive. And for my mind, this draft bill is very timely because just last month I had a constituent come to me who was owed by the absent parent, the non-resident parent, the sum of £136,833. Now, that's arrears of child maintenance. You just have to stop for a moment and consider what has been the impact of that non-payment on the children. I mean, this is a profound impact. And to say, oh, well, yes, you can go back to the CMS, they in time can make an application to the courts for a liability order. Once that's been processed, we can then apply to the bailiff's court, and then in due course we will get an order to seize goods. Simply isn't good enough in reality. So I absolutely welcome this bill's intention, which is to cut out that delayed process of having to apply to the court and to give powers to the DWP to make a liability order in circumstances that allows assets to be targeted via the bailiffs or the Sheriff's Court without that additional factor of delay. Essentially, Mr Deputy Speaker, this bill aims to fill a lacuna in the armoury of recovery of funds to support children and maintain financial responsibility for children from a non-resident parent. It will help my constituents, and for that reason alone, I support it.